Hey, welcome back to a new video. So, recently I've observed that some people seems to have trouble looping the TNO walls. I saw that as much as when I was playing Killer as when I was playing Survivors watching teammate loops. And so I've decided to, maybe make a little tutorial to make the job of looping a TNO wall a bit easier for everyone. So yeah, let's get straight into that. So first thing first, there are many perks that can help you loop the TNO walls. The two most important one will be first the perk Life, which is a Fang teachable that gives you a speed boost after vaulting a window at the cost of making you exhausted. The second one is Resilience, which is a global perk that makes some actions faster when you are injured. Those actions include vaulting windows and pallet, so that might help you loop TNOs. The T-wall is usually the wall you enter the loop at, but be careful how tight you hold it. Now, let's see in this example, I will hold the wall really tight, which will prevent me from seeing the killer's mind game right after I vault. Instead, what you want to do is once you vaulted the window, go forward a bit just to take your time to see where the killer is going. This will allow you to see by the window where they will be going next. So now into the check spots. Right here we have a crossway check spot. I can see the killer on the right, on the left, and through the window. And with the right movement, I can manage to do this without showing myself. Now same thing right here. I want to use my camera movement to be able to see the killer without showing myself. This allows me to take information without giving them information. The L wall has about the same check spots as the T wall, one being right where I'm standing at, and the other one being at the extremity of the wall. Now, the point of these check spots are the ability to combine them in order to prevent the killer from getting a hit on you. Now, I will, in this next example, show how I use the check spots if the killer mind games a lot. Hey, so I've realized I forgot to say that while I was recording, but it's really important to keep in mind that walking is a really good thing to be able to use those check spots. It's sometimes what will allow you to see around the corner without showing yourself. As you can see right here, I use my camera movement to always look around the corner to see what the killer is doing and if he's coming from that way. When you look around the corner to try and see if the killer is cutting you off, don't look for the red light directly. You can always look for the killer. In this example right there, I see the killer but I don't see the red light. But because I'm not looking for the red light and I'm looking for the killer, I won't get mind gamed by his perk, which is Tinkerer in that case. Now in this example right here, my friend is chasing me around only the T-wall. He's doing he's exaggerating mind games. He's doing a lot of mind games just so we can show you the power of the check spots on those walls. So now here is the same example, but this time with the hell wall. So it's as simple as trying to keep an eye on the killer, and when you don't, try and see if they're cutting you off by adjusting your camera as you see right before turning a corner. So now, just to make it more clear, let's do a quick summary. When the survivor is standing right here, he has a check spots around this corner, this window, and this wall right there. When the survivor is instead standing right here, he will have a check spots around this corner and this corner. when the survivor is standing at the L wall right here. Oops, I deleted my window, by the way. Let's put it back. You will have a check spot through this window, at this side, and on this side. And also, oh, this deleted my window again. When the survivor is standing right here, you will have a check spots to this window, this wall right there, and this wall right there. And finally, when the survivor is when the survivor is standing, alright, never mind, I'm gonna just put my window back like this. When the survivor is standing right here, you will have a check spots on this corner and this corner. Ooh, this is an ugly arrow. Now, onto the looping part of the loop. What we'll see is the normal pathing first. Let's say the killer likes to vault the windows. So the survivor will take this path, and the killer will take the same path as the survivor. And the survivor went this way. So he vaulted this window, and the killer vaults behind him. When this happens, you want to go around this wall and vault that window. And when the killer vaults it again, you want to go around this wall and go back into the window, creating a loop until one of the window blocks. Now, this is a mistake that killers need to avoid, following survivors on a window like this. The other thing that leads to the same thing in the end is, again, the same pathing, but this time the killer will take the outside wall. So then the survivor goes around this way, back into here, and the killer will follow like this, the exterior wall again. Then the survivor goes around this way, back to his window, and the killer will do the same thing, follow back to his last path. And this will create the same infinite again. So, a big mistake to avoid as a killer. Now, the mistake you want to avoid as a survivor is, let's say you are right here. You came around this wall like that, and the killer is right here. Now, the mistake you want to avoid is entering those 50-50, because there's a situation where you have 50% chance of getting hit and 50% chance of not getting hit. Because if you vote, the killer might double back and hit you. If you don't vote, the killer might keep going forward and hit you. So you want to avoid those situations as much as possible, and that's what I don't see people do a lot. Now let's analyze the power of the TNL as something else than a primary loop. So this will avoid you from getting into those 50-50 that we just talked about. As you see, there is a pallet right there. There's also a window right there that is connected to this loop. And not only that, you still have a pallet. Oh, you still have a pallet right there. You have a seawall right over there. And you also have another pallet right there. And of course, you got shack pallet all the way over there. So, this is how you want to loop TNL walls. You want to use your check spots, use the window, and when the killer tries to mind game it in a way that allows you to, just leave it. And go to another pallet or another window. So let's picture this with this example right here. I'm waiting for the killer, and as you can see, I use my check spots to make sure he's coming to one side, which he is. And this allows me to make it to shack pallet, right here. So in these examples, I'm leaving the loop really quickly, which is sometimes something you don't want to do. You want to get more use out of the TNLs before going into another loop. But keep in mind, TNLs are very unsafe, and they should be used as a way to rotate around the loops. So again, in this example, I made a bit of use out of the TNLs. So by checking my check spots, I see that the killer is mind gaming right there. So I go to the L wall, and then I make it to this palette. Oh, don't know why he swung there. And so finally, here is a little chase example just to show you a bit more how I use the check spots and the way to rotate around loops using those TNO walls. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching, guys. Also, before I show the chase example, just a little trick that I like to do is after fast vaulting a window where the killer is cutting you off, you can immediately medium vault it back. With the perk Resilience, this will make it a lot easier to do that trick, and sometimes the killer just don't expect you to medium it back, and this will cause them to swing too late, or to double back too late.
If you're gonna treat me right, I'll take you to heaven every night. But God forbid you leave me by myself, I'll take you to hell, take you to hell. 3 golden rings he got on his head. He likes to go to the south of France. I can tell if this is romance, baby, what's his plans? I don't wanna be a diva so dramatic, but that's the price you're paying if you want my magic.